Hey, what's crackalacking? And good evening. Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainer's Child, and we are live. And tonight we have a guest speaker, and he has the desire to break down the logic on why people hate Bill Haney. And actually, that's a good subject because Bill Haney is a world renowned person, right? He's like known all over the world. And to say the least, that's a good thing, right? Bill Haney pulled him and himself up by the bootstraps and made something out of himself for him and his family. He took along, or should I say, they were together, he and his son Devin Haney, and made a good life for themselves in the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing in which we, especially me, love dearly. So I am really, really looking forward to this conversation because it's a lot of things that I can add to the conversation in regards to Bill Haney because Bill and I happen to be good friends. I want to say I'm like to him a bigger brother, right? And um, I like to think that I give him good advice. So I have a pretty good outlook on Bill. A lot of people really don't know Bill, and I can say that from the standpoint that I really know him. And we have had conversations. I want to say it was kind of like you know what I mean, men conversations, right? I don't always believe that I say things to Bill that Bill take like me. Right. I mean, we have been in a situation where he's been a little upset with me, and I've been a little upset with me. But Bill and I are men, right? And we believe in the banner of righteousness, right? So, quite naturally, men that believe in righteousness are going to have debates on issues that are important to not only the black race, but human race specifically. But let me say to you guys that Bill is a good dude. Let me get the guest in here and let him give you his synopsis on Bill Haney. Hold up, let me hit the correct button here. Here you go. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. Chip will sell. What's going on,
What's
bro?
good? What's good, man?
Hey, how you doing, brother? Can you?
Doing good.
Okay, yeah, that's excellent, brother. It's been a couple of days. I mean, I haven't actually been on this show myself. I did a little something last night, but I was kind of like taken aback by. I wasn't really into it last night, and I kind of suffered the consequences because I made some tremendous blunders. But it's okay. I'm 74 years old. I can do that. So, what say you about your this position about why it is that the people hate Bill Haney?
It's it's just crazy how people hate him.
I agree. I agree.
What has Bill Haney done for people to like hate him like that? I mean, he's a little arrogant, but still, it's like it's too much. I mean, Bill Haney has really, for the most part, he has done nothing but be a great father for Devin Haney.
True. True that. True.
And he has led Devin Haney to a great path in his career. Devin Haney, he beat Lomachenko. He beat Kambosos. You know, he was a champion at 135 and 142. And that was from the help of his trainer, his father, Bill Haney.
Can we add on to that? He was undisputed at 135.
Yes, he was Devin Haney was undisputed at
Absolutely
135, thanks to his father, Bill Haney. Bill Haney has been a tremendous father, a tremendous leader for his son, Devin Haney. And I don't see how you can dislike what Bill Haney represents.
true.
He
I
represents being a fantastic father. I don't know how people can hate on that.
I mean, brother. I mean, I have problems. I mean, oftentimes trying to figure out what it is that um, makes people hate that man like they hate him. I mean, even given that he is a little arrogant, right? Is that enough to um, be as hateful as people are towards him?
No,
I
no.
don't.
And he's not the only person who's arrogant. There's other trainers, other people in boxing who are arrogant. It's not only Bill Haney. All boxers, all trainers and people who are involved in boxing trash talk.
True that.
Is
So
Bill
so so
Haney
so
the
that
only one who's a little arrogant? No. How come it's only Bill Haney
that's what
who
I
people
want.
hate
I
like that?
want, brother. I wanted to kind of like jump in on that, right? So the arrogant aspect of Bill Haney is one of the instruments that creates the hatred. Is that a fair assessment?
That's part of it.
Okay, okay. So let me see if I can add a little something to the arrogant part of the thing. So okay, so like you like, as you say, a lot of people in boxing are have these arrogant dispositions about themselves, and that's boxing. And that's what actually that's one of Bill's great saying. It's just boxing. It's just boxing, right? That's what Bill said. But now, by the same token, I can say with a little certainty that most of the stuff that Bill says, I mean, it may be perceived as arrogant, but it's basically promotion. It's promotion. I mean, it might like sound very good to people, and they might like turn their shoulders to it. But in all reality, it's just promotion. Bill don't Bill ain't gonna bust a grape. I mean, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Overall, he's a good dude. Imagine if Bill Haney was a trainer for another boxer who was not his son. Do you think Bill Haney would get the same hate if Bill Haney was a
And you know
trainer for
what?
another boxer who wasn't his son?
That's a excellent point. You know why? Because he trains a couple other guys. One being what is that middleweight? Um, Amari Jones, right? He trains Amari Jones. Amari Jones is like undefeated. Uh, he got 12 wins under his belt, and he's moving forward, and he's an excellent boxer. But we never hear anybody associate Bill Haney and his arrogance with Amari Jones. Ain't that something? I mean, because you hit it right on the nail.
It's the father-son dynamic at the root of it that people have an issue with Devin Haney and Bill Haney. That's the root of it. That black father, black son dynamic. It gets under the skin of these racist people.
Wow. Wow. That is something to think about, people.
It hit my head the other day. I'm thinking, it's like, why do people dislike Bill Haney so much? Okay, he's arrogant. A lot of people in sports are arrogant, but are loved at the same time.
True that.
So what if Devin Haney wasn't even a boxer and Bill Haney was a trainer for just any other boxer? You know, would people be saying Bill Haney is such an arrogant promoter and saying negative things about Bill Haney? Probably not. All trainers most of the time big up their fighter. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's a part of the. It's just boxing. That's a part of boxing, man.
Yes.
Absolutely, I agree.
But part of it is because he can be a little loud and arrogant sometimes, but the root of it is people have an issue with competent, strong-willed, black fathers who lead their black sons to a great path.
And hey, man, that's a good point. Absolutely, I concur 100%. And you would think that people would be excited and you know what I mean, and giving him his flowers and praising him for doing such a wonderful job in representing the father-son relationship. You would think that people would glorify that, but no, no, no. And you make a good point when you say that people people seem to just have a, 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 a negative disposition toward Hayden Bill Haney.
Yes. And we've seen it in the past. Another kind of arrogant, strong willed black father who led his children by any means necessary,
Hey,
you know,
Ship. Speaking
was
of that,
LeVar Ball. Remember LeVar Ball?
you know, I actually I didn't until you made mention of it today, right? And I went to Google and I actually had a conversation with Bill about it. Man, Bill knows that a lot about him also, right? And no, I didn't. I didn't know until I Googled it and come to find out that he's sort of like in the same situation that Bill is in.
Yeah, people did not like LeVar Ball at all. You know,
Wow.
LeVar Ball, he was he used to get a lot of hate back in like 2017, 2018 because of his antics and stuff. Part of it was I can understand why some people would get annoyed by some of the stuff that, you know, LeVar Ball, he used to say some controversial things, but the root of it is that people have an issue with dominant black fathers who lead their black sons to success. Because you have to understand, black men are stereotyped as being bad fathers. You know, we see commonly that, oh, black fathers are not in the household, black men are deadbeat fathers. And when you're a black man who displays the opposite, and you're not only in your son's life, but you're a dominant figure in your son's life, and you don't
Wow.
hide it, and you speak up about it to everyone, some people take offense
A lot
because
of
as a
a
black
lot.
man, you're not supposed to be a dominant father. You're not even supposed to be in the household.
Hey man, you telling the truth. You telling the truth on this, man. Man, you are really telling the truth. People seem to have a problem with the black father doing the normal thing that a father should do with his children, with Bill. They had a problem with that, and you're absolutely right. I'm thinking like with a white father under the same circumstances.
Teofimo Lopez father. Teofimo Lopez father is a trainer or a promoter or something like that. And his father has gotten in fights with people and says some crazy things, outlandish things. You ever heard about Teofimo Lopez father?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and no one hates on him.
Hey man, you know what? I actually, to be sincere with you, I really never looked at it like that. But that is another true statement. Teofimo Lopez's father does not get the controversial statements and the controversial treatment as Bill Haney. And and let the record reflect that you heard this on the Box Training Channel that uh, Teofimo Lopez's father has said some pretty horrifying things to people, right? But
Yes, I heard he used
doesn't
to say the
rise to
N
the
word and
stage
all that.
of hate as Bill Haney.
I heard his Teofimo Lopez father has gotten in fights with people, been saying the N word, all that.
In fact, what was that boxer that punched him out, knocked him out?
Was it Keyshawn Davis?
Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis alleged that he knocked him out for you calling him or referencing him the N word. And there was a lot of chatter about that about 2 or 3 months ago.
And I'm
But
not saying Teofimo Lopez, his father, is a horrible dude. I mean, everyone has their flaws, but it's good that Teofimo Lopez has a father that cares for him and wants to direct his son in the right path. And that's not a bad thing.
it's a good thing.
But it's okay if a Mexican father is a little overbearing and dominant. But when a black father is dominant, oh, people say he's arrogant
Is that where
and hate him.
is that where the arrogance come from? Because of the color of his skin?
Part of it, a lot of it. People will label you arrogant quicker if you're a black man who is a little overbearing and say certain dominant things at certain times. But if
So,
you're a white man who says certain overbearing things or are a little dominant, people will actually like you. Like remember Conor McGregor?
yeah.
Conor McGregor would talk shit all the time, say negative things, controversial things, and people loved Conor McGregor. But when Mayweather would say his little, you know, arrogant things, or talk trash, when Mayweather would talk trash, people would say, "Oh, he's arrogant." Remember?
Yeah.
So race plays a big role in boxing, extremely. We still have a racial issue in this society.
Brother, I've been having a conversation about that, in the last 2 or 3 chats. Like, I wanted to kind of like, how can you possibly get away from the truth? What you are bringing to the table is the truth, right? And I mean, racism is a main factor in society today, boxing and otherwise, right? And people don't really, it's just horrifying. People don't want to talk about that, but they want to engage in it, right? They want to point fingers and talk crazy and tell people they're arrogant because they want to raise their son like the same way that they would raise their son, but the but the because of the color of Bill's skin, they want to label him certain um, types, and that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Definitely a double standard. And I would love to see more prominent black fathers who are quote unquote dominant and care about their black sons. We need more. We need more representation of dominant black fathers who love their children.
Absolutely. That would really, really be a wonderful thing. And in fact, now that I think about it, the other day I was on the phone with Bill, and Bill was doing a live, and it was a young. I want to say he was maybe Filipino. No, I take that back. He was Mexican, and he was on a plane with his son, and it was traveling to a state, to a tournament, a boxing tournament, right? And he came on live, and he um, was saying that he was on his way. Him and his son was on his way to the tournament, and he wanted to see if he could get in on the live with Bill to tell Bill that he really really appreciated him for leading him down that path with his son, and now his son is doing really really. It's just a wonderful thing, man, and I like you encourage more fathers to participate in their in greatness with their kids, with their sons and their daughters, especially in the black race. No disrespect intended to any race, but I think that it's incumbent upon those that have a platform to promote um, black people moving forward and stop the moving backwards.
Definitely, I agree.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay. Ship, we're gonna cut this one off, and I'm gonna see if I can get in here and get people involved in this conversation.
All right,
But
man. All right.
you always got uh, a place at the table, brother, to uh, uh, ex- expose those who don't want to be exposed, to say the least,
All right, man. Salute. Salute.
brother. That was my main man. The ship will sail. He made some dang good points, man. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get off into, you know what I mean, uh, the race issue because I've been on with this for the last few days. Not to say that I'm getting away from it, because how can you get away from something that is prevalent and consistent in society, right? I mean, not just black, white. I'm talking about racism, period, right? If you ain't a certain color, uh, how did it go? It was a saying. If you black, get back. If you brown, hang around. And there's another I can't think of it, but the fact of the matter is that racism is prevalent, and we need to get away from that. It is a hell horrendous disease perpetrated on others by those that believe that they're better. For whatever reason, we all came into this world toting the same images, toting the same like-mindedness, toting the same physical aspects. So, how in the heck does the color of one's skin make a person better or worse than the next person? I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Hit the subscription button, hit the like button, share my video with your friends and relatives, and tell me what y'all think about racism being prevalent in the society that we all love, America. With that, peace out.